Hello everyone, a very good evening. Welcome to Oliveboard. I am Anshul, your CAIB and JIB mentor. And today, this is the orientation session for your rapid revision batch for the RBWM. In this particular session, I'm going to tell you what will be our strategy for the last 1 week before your RBWM paper for the November exam cycle. So, what all we are going to do in this particular batch, what all you're going to get, what is to be our schedule, what will be our strategy, these things we are going to discuss in today's session. All right, so this is the JAIIB November 2025 Rapid Revision Batch for the Retail Banking and Wealth Management paper. And this particular batch will be in English medium. All your four papers will be covered here in the English medium. Completely. The content, explanation, everything will be in English. So let us start. Basic things first. The exam schedule. First exam is on 2nd of November. That is your IE and IFS. So the classes in this rapid revision for your first exam will start from 1 week prior for your IE IFS paper. Second exam is on 8th of November PPB, and then immediately on the next day on 9th is your AFM paper, right? And then we have 1 week time between your ninth exam and your 16th exam. So your RBWM, which is your fourth exam, is on 16th of November, and we are going to get here almost 1 week. So the first class in your rapid revision will be on 9th of November itself at 7 p.m. In this, we are going to start with our module A, right? We'll be practicing the most important numericals that are there in our module A, from the profit, profitability, ROE and ROE concept, and we'll be practicing the case studies. This is on 9th. Then we'll be starting from the next day from 10th onward till 15th of November on a daily basis. Now we are not just going to focus on the numericals or theory. We need to have a balance. In this last 1 week of revision, we'll be practicing the most important MCQs, everything. Numericals, case studies, multiple selection question, plus the theory revision as well, because in this last week you need to revise the theory. If you study just the theory, just the concept, but you do not practice the MCQs, this will have a negative impact on your preparation. Similarly, if you're just practicing the MCQs but you're not understanding the concepts, that would also not be enough. So both. So on a daily basis, 2 hours we are going to devote towards the MCQ practice and 2 hours for the theory and concept. That is why this batch is named Rapid Revision. All right. And this is going to be for all your four papers. Between your exam on 8th and 9th, you do not have time. So this particular week, from 2nd to 8th, you'll be studying two papers. But for RBWM, you have complete 1 week focusing purely on the retail banking and wealth management exam. Right? So 2 hours on a daily basis for practicing the MCQs and 2 hours for the concept. We'll be going module wise. We'll be understanding the concepts from module A, then we'll be practicing the MCQs. Second day, module B, similarly MCQs, module D, C, and E. This is what we are going to do. So this particular offerings in the batch, 100 plus live and recorded session. So you are going to get these capsule batches in the live format. In the non-banking hours, either in early mornings or late evenings, we'll be having 2 hours daily in which we'll be practicing and revising the theory, covering all your four papers, IE, IFS, PPB, AFM, and RBWM. Apart from these, you will also have all of these classes in the recorded version. Let's say you could not attend the full class at one go, you had to leave in between, then you can watch the recorded session at any time. And you'll get 40 full length mock tests. The learning medium will be English for this particular batch, and the Hindi batch is also available. The bilingual batch is also available, right? So we are also providing you the cracker classes in the recorded version, capsule batches in the live as well as the recorded version. You can also download for watching these videos without internet connectivity. You'll be getting access to 100 plus downloadable class notes. These notes are enough for your revision and reference. Other than this, you need not worry about any study material. Everything, each and every important concept you'll be getting in the class notes. And unlimited doubt support. So during the live classes, you can raise as many queries and get them resolved. All right, so you're going to get the capsule classes in the live format, the cracker classes in the recorded. The cracker classes are additional, which are going on right now, and we are practicing the most important MCQs here. So this is the whole picture of your rapid revision batch. All right. Now let us see how we are going to proceed. These topics from module A are the most important ones. Now, when we are revising right before our exam, we need to practice the most important questions and the most important concepts. Till now, we have been studying for the past 4 or 5 months for our exam. We have covered all the modules, all the topics in detail. But this last week should be exam focused. So, these notes that will highlight only the important things that have been asked in the previous exam cycles and are the more probable one. So, in the capsule batches like this, we are going to study what is retail banking. Retail banking primarily means providing the banking services, the banking products and services to individual customers, right? The mass market. Now, when we talk about retail banking, there are basically two stages: mass retail banking and class retail banking. In mass retail banking, we provide standardized products and services to all the customers. For example, the savings account, the current account, home loans. These are the basic products that are offered to all the customers. Then from this broad customer base, we select the high net worth customers, the niche customer base. And to them, we sell the customized products and services, right? So the most valued customers are offered tailor-made customized services. So this is known as class retail banking. This is how retail banking proceeds. We start with the mass market stage, mass retail banking, and then we move on to the class retail banking. All right. So we start with the target clientele, which is the common masses, and we slowly graduate through a stage, which is the class retail banking. Right. Now, banking, when it is catering to the individuals. On the retail side, we have this mass retail banking and class retail banking. On the entrepreneurial side, also, we give loans, provide services or products to the agriculture and the MSME individuals. So, that is the meaning of retail banking, right? Targeted at individual customers or small organizations, customers that have a well diversified portfolio, focus towards the mass market segment, plethora of banking services, multiple products, multiple customer base through multiple delivery channels. All right, these are the basic features, the meaning of retail banking. Next, we have the business model of retail banking, right? These business model or the main approaches that are utilized by retail banks can be the strategic business unit, departmental unit, and the integrated unit. What is SBU? We divide the business on strategic business line. In both SBU and the departmental approach, we make divisions. In the SBU, we make the divisions as profit centers, and in the departmental, we make the divisions on the basis of functions. So SBUs are profit centers. They are autonomous divisions. They are small so that they can be flexible. They are large so that they can exercise control over most of the factors. So each SBU will focus on a particular product offering. The pricing, promotion, advertisement, everything will be done by this SBU. These are profit centers, right? These are the features of SBU. If we talk about this approach, it is mostly followed by foreign banks and the new generation private sector banks, right? And here the demarcation is by the management by objectives, the MBO approach. Second type of model is the departmental model. Here also we divide the organization, but not on strategic or business lines, rather on the basis of the functions or roles that each of the team performs. So each department is given some specialized function. Like there's the accounting department, marketing department, finance department, and planning department. Each of them have been assigned their roles. Okay, so they will have their own manager and chain of command. And which type of banks have generally adopted the departmental approach? It is the public sector banks. All right. And the third type is the integrated approach, where we neither divide on the basis of profit centers nor on the basis of function. There's no division at all. So the integrated approach is usually adopted by the smaller businesses. All the socioeconomic aspects are taken into consideration, and a unified business is there, with the aim that having an integrated business will reduce the risk and increase profitability through scale. So the integrated approach thinks that rather than having separate entities for each business line, we will have a unified approach. Now, if we talk about the business models, the banks usually structure their retail banking products on the positioning platform. How do they want to position themselves in the market? For the old generation banks, they have a very clear positioning platform based on their overall business plan in line with their size and scale. The new generation private banks have also a clear vision. They want to be in the top slot, right? Foreign banks, however, they do not go by positioning objective, purely on business objectives. So if a segment is profitable, they will enter, and if it is not profitable, they will exit the segment. So these are the three models. Then we have the applicability of retail banking concepts. So there's a scale which is utilized by banks. This scale on the basis of the process for customer database integration, right? So we have the horizontal model and the vertical model, predominantly horizontal and predominantly vertical. Horizontal model means it is product based. All the products will have its own customer information. There is no centralized customer database. Vertical model is customer centric. It means the information will be shared across the products. Predominantly horizontal means mostly product oriented. Predominantly vertical means mostly customer information is centralized. So if let's say the bank is offering 10 products, all of the 10 products end to end sourcing is done individually, then it is a horizontally organized model. If for all of the 10 products there's a common customer database, centralized customer database, information is shared across the products, it is a vertical model. Predominantly horizontal, out of 10, 8 products have end to end processing, 2 have a common customer database, that is predominantly horizontal. Predominantly vertical would mean out of 10, 8 have a common customer database and 2 have end-to-end processing. So these models are given by the Boston Consulting Group, and this is defined on the basis of technology and customer interface capability. So if customer information and technology is used across the products, then it is the vertical model. But if it is not, end-to-end processing is there, then it is the horizontal model. Right? Now, the horizontal model is obviously the norm in the public sector banks, right? For some banks, the predominantly horizontal is also used. In case of the private sector banks, they will have vertically oriented model, predominantly vertical in the new generation. Old generation will have a mixed scenario. All right. Foreign banks also, they are predominantly vertically oriented. This is the customer information. Now, this table will provide you each and everything. This is the whole crux, the summary of this whole unit. For the product development, public sector banks use in-house sourcing. They utilize their own resources. Old generation private banks also they do it in-house. New generation also in-house. But foreign sector banks they outsource their product development. Product processing. Let's say the product is a retail loan, a home loan. The processing that is getting the customer on board, taking their application, sanctioning, disbursement of loan. Everything is done at the branch level in the public sector bank and in the old generation private banks. But in the new generation private banks and foreign banks, the centralized retail processing centers are used. The branches, they will just have the responsibilities of getting the customer on board, remaining everything processing of the application, sanction, disbursement will be done by the CRPC. For the technology in-house model in the public sector banks, for the remaining three, outsourcing is used, right? Implementation model is horizontal or predominant horizontal in the public sector banks, a blend of predominantly horizontal and vertical in the old generation private banks. The new generation private banks are vertically organized, and the foreign sector banks are predominantly vertically organized. All right, so this table, although this third unit is quite lengthy, but this table that is given to you is enough to recall and revise each and every concept. All right, other than this, the difference between retail banking and corporate banking is also given that we already know. We are going to cover each and every important concept quickly because we have limited time to revise. Then if we move on to our fourth unit, the branch profitability, this unit has both theoretical concept plus the numerical concept. Obviously, theory is more important, concepts are more important as compared to the numericals. All right, so in this, the meaning of profit and profitability is given. Profit simply means total revenue minus total expenditure. It is the profit. Profitability is a relative concept. Total revenue divided by total expenditure. How much extra expenditure is required to get a certain level of profit, that is profitability. So profit is an absolute concept, profitability is a relative concept. We compare, it is actually the measure of efficiency. So to measure profitability, various methods are given in this unit. Like we have the three levels of profit: gross profit, net profit, operating profit, ROA, return on assets, and the return on equity. Gross profit is the first level of profitability, sales minus the cost of goods sold. So let's say an organization has sales of rupees 1 lakh, and the cost of good sold is, let's say, 20,000. So simply the gross profit will be 80,000. Sales minus cost of goods sold. And to arrive at the gross profit margin, divide the gross profit by the total sales. So 80,000 divided by the total sales, which is 1 lakh rupees. This will give us the gross profit margin. Second level of profit is operating profit. From the gross profit, we subtract the operating expenses. Operating expenses are the selling, general, and administrative costs. So now how will the institute frame questions? The institute will frame which of the following statements are true about the three levels of profitability. And somewhere they will give you the statement. Gross profit looks at the profitability after the operating expenses, and operating profit looks at the profitability after the direct expenses. They will interchange the definition. And to answer it correctly, obviously, you need to know the concept. So, operating profit is gross profit minus operating expenses, selling, general, and administrative costs. The institute will give you case study that this organization in their balance sheet they accounted for the sales this much, cost incurred on the selling was this much was the taxes, the interest, and you need to calculate the operating profit. Okay, so if the gross profit was 80,000 and let's say the selling, general, administrative costs were additional 30,000, so the remaining will now be our operating profit. To calculate the operating profit, the formula is same. Operating profit margin, divide the operating profit by the total sales. So 50,000 divided by 1 lakh. This will give us the operating profit margin. Third and the final bottom level profit is net profit. It is income left over after all the expenses, including taxes and interest, have been paid. So operating profit minus taxes plus interest. So if let's say the operating profit came out to be 50,000, taxes were paid 3,000 rupees taxes. Let's say the government to the government some taxes were paid, and interest on loan that was taken by the firm, interest that was paid was let's say 5,000 rupees. So 50,000 minus 8,000. This will give us the final net profit. All right. So revenue minus cost of goods sold is the gross profit. From that, subtract the operating expenses, we have the operating profit. And from that, subtract the taxes and interest, we finally have the bottom line, which is the net profit. All right. And other than this, we have the concepts of the ROA and ROE that we'll be studying in the first session of our capsule batch, which is for the module A. All right. So that is all. This was basically an introduction on how we are going to cover all our 5 modules in the RBWM paper. We'll be focusing only on the important concepts. All the sessions will be exam focused so that you can revise each and every important topic. Each and every topic that we'll be covering will be one additional mark in your exam so that you can easily score 70 plus and enhance your total score. All right, so this particular batch, you'll have the offline video download. You can study without internet connectivity. So if let's say you are traveling and you want to watch the video, class video during your travel, you can do that. You can download the video and you can watch it anytime. Then you will have the access to the community. You can engage with your fellow aspirants. You can tag your mentors if let's say you're revising any concept of the module B and you come across a doubt, you can simply tag. You will find my name there on the community option and you can ask me the question. You'll get the mock tests, 10 each for the IEIFS, PPB, and RBWM and AFM as well. And this particular batch, if you have already subscribed to the Super Elite plan, then you have access to the rapid revision batch as well. right? So the super elite subscribers have access to all the batches, the crash batch, cracker batch, capsule batches, the numerical practice batch, everything. So you have access to all the courses. MCQ practice and the marathon class, 200 plus full length mock, memory based PYP, everything. One additional thing, this particular introduction was for your capsule batch, which is the paid classes. Apart from this, on a daily basis, 2 hours we'll be practicing the MCQs, numericals, case studies, and this will be on the YouTube platform. The YouTube platform of Oliveboard JIB CIB English medium, right? So we'll be practicing the theory first, we'll be revising the theory, the concepts, and then we'll be practicing these MCQs, right? And if you subscribe to this course now, you can avail flat 60% off on all your JIB and CIB plans. This is the Diwali Dhamaka offer, which ends on 22nd of October. So simply use the code Diwali and avail this benefit, right? This is for your revision. In this particular batch, you'll be getting all your 4 papers, so do not skip this chance. Subscribe now and attend all the live classes, right? Minimum कितना पढ़ना पड़ेगा पास के लिए? See, if you are talking about how to score 50 plus, then let me tell you that the most important modules are module B and module D. They hold the highest weightage. All right, module B and module D hold the highest weightage. Around 60 to 70% of the paper is from module B to D. If you are able to cover it completely, that all the concepts are clear, then also you can qualify the exam. Otherwise, module A, C, and E are also important. If you're talking about minimum, if you have revised, studied once, then this capsule batch will be enough. All right, because all you need to do is score 50 plus to qualify the RBWM paper. Or if you're looking at the aggregate, then 200 plus out of 400. All right, so first on the priority, you have module B and D. Then you have module A plus module E. And then we have module C. All right. So I hope everything that we have covered today is clear. Like this, we'll be covering the whole syllabus, all the 5 modules, and MCQs, numericals, case studies, everything in the capsule batch. Okay? Each and every important topic, each and every important concept. So now I will see you in the live classes. And before that, obviously, you need to prepare for your other 3 exams. So right now, focus on those papers. And then 1 week before the RBWM, we'll be starting with our capsule batches. All right, so that is all. And before you leave, do give me your feedback about the class, anything that you would want to say. So thank you so much. Good night, take care, and all the best.